Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Political Excess. Well, we're just about out of time. Midterms are right around the corner. I do plan on doing a live stream for that, so check that out if you're interested. But for now, let's take a look at one more poll recap and see what's changed over the past several days. So let's get on Real Clear Politics, and I'm just going to quickly gloss over these. And let's start with these Des Moines Register polls for Iowa Senate and Governor. Chuck Grassley, he's at a 12-point advantage there, 53-41 over Mike Franken. The governor's race, Kim Reynolds is 17 points ahead, 54-37 over Deidre DeGier. So after a little bit of hype for maybe the U.S. Senate race there, Chuck Grassley, he's going to win another term. Back on Saturday, Trafalgar has polls for Wisconsin Senate and Governor. Ron Johnson is up 3 points, 50-47 over Mandela Barnes, and for governor, Tim Michels is up 50-48 over Tony Evers. Those races are going to be close, especially for governor. I do think Tim Michels will edge out Evers, but if he ends up losing, I'm not going to be surprised. Next, Insider Advantage polled Nevada Senate and Governor. Adam Laxalt has a relatively comfortable lead there, 6 points, 50-44 over Catherine Cortez Masto. And for governor, Joe Lombardo is up 5, 49-44 over Steve Sisolak. Those margins are wider than what I'm anticipating. I have them both rated as tilts. If they end up winning by mid-single digits, that's going to be a really bad night for the Democrats. And we got an updated North Carolina Senate poll from East Carolina U, and that has Ted Budd up 6 points, 52-46 over Sherry Beasley. From my perspective, there hasn't really been much drama in this North Carolina Senate race all year. I thought Ted Budd would win probably by 3 or 4 all year, and that's kind of where I'm at now. Democrats really wanted to have this seat be on the map. I just don't think it's there. Next, for Michigan Governor from Signal, we've got Gretchen Whitmer up 3 points, 50-47 over Tudor Dixon. The Michigan governor's race, that could be one where the polls are off and Tudor Dixon somehow squeaks by on Election Day. I would be surprised if that happened, because she does have more than 1 or 2 points to make up. And if Whitmer ends up losing, that's going to be a complete wipeout for the Democrats. Here's a poll for Wyoming's at-large congressional district. Harriet Hageman is up 36 points, and I'm not even sure she's really campaigning much there. She knows she's got that one in the bag ever since she knocked out Liz Cheney. Next on Friday, we've got Arizona Senate and Governor from Emerson and Marist. Emerson has it tied in the U.S. Senate, 48 apiece for Mark Kelly and Blake Masters. The Marist poll has Mark Kelly up 3 points, 50-47. For governor, Kari Lake is up 3 from Emerson, 50-47, and Hobbs is up 1, 49-48. Those races are very fascinating. It really showcases the political polarization at its finest in Arizona. For me, I think Kari Lake pretty much has this wrapped up. Even if it's a bad night, she'll still win by under a point. If she has a good night, she could get it over 4 or 5 points. In that U.S. Senate race, that is my toughest call this year. I am concerned the polls are undersampling Republicans by 1 or 2 points. If that's true, Blake Masters is going to be the next U.S. Senator, but I can't count out Mark Kelly entirely. Next, Insider Advantage polled Pennsylvania Senate and Governor. Dr. Oz is up 2 points, 48-46 over John Fetterman. For Governor, Josh Shapiro was up 8, 51-43 over Doug Mastriano. Marist also polled these races, and Josh Shapiro is up 14 for Governor. So it seems like Dr. Oz has some momentum still, and he's probably the favorite. There's no guarantees in this kind of a race. But for governor, even if there is a hidden Doug Mastriano vote, which I do believe there will be, it would have to be pretty substantial at this point for Mastriano to pull out a win. I'm open to that happening, but right now my money has to be on Shapiro. And we've got New Hampshire Senate polls from Emerson. That has Maggie Hassan up 4 points, 50-46 over Don Bolduc. That race has become actually highly competitive. I think it could go either way, but I give Maggie Hassan a slight advantage. The governor's race there is not competitive whatsoever. Chris Sununu is going to win big time. And we've got new polls for Florida Senate and Governor. We didn't really need any more. We already knew DeSantis and Rubio had this thing in the bag, but Marco Rubio is up 8 points, 51-43 over Val Demings. And in the YouGov poll, Rubio's up 7. For Governor DeSantis, he's up double digits in both these polls, 12 points in the Siena poll and 10 points in the YouGov poll. About Ohio Senate, Emerson has J.D. Vance up 9 points, 53-44 over Tim Ryan. And there's another Signal poll here that shows Vance up 6 points, 49-43. This is pretty much exactly where I thought it would end up all year. I knew by the time Election Day rolled around, I would have anticipated J.D. Vance pulling ahead, at least by a likely margin, and it does appear that he's going to win by over 5 points. He could possibly even get over 10 points. And for governor, Mike DeWine has no competition there with Nan Whaley, and he's going to win a second term. There's another Michigan governor poll from Mitchell Research. Gretchen Whitmer's only up 2 points, 50 to 48. And then we've got an Emerson poll for Oregon governor. That has Tina Kotek up 5 points, 46 to 41 over Christine Drazan. Betsy Johnson is at 9 points. That one is really fascinating. Tina Kotek definitely could pull it out given the lean of the state. And Christine Drazan has a better shot than any other Republican could have trying to win election for governor of Oregon. Ron Wyden is up 17 in that Senate race. California Governor Newsom is up 31 and 24. For Senate there, Alex Padilla is up 26. In the Missouri Senate, Trafalgar has Eric Schmidt up 11, 53 to 42 over Trudy Bush Valentine. For Maine Governor, Janet Mills is up 6 points, 49 to 43 over Paul LePage. In that Maine 2nd District, Jared Golden is up 3 over Bruce Poliquin. A couple of New York House races from Siena shows the Democrats with a 5-point lead and a 4-point lead in the 19th and 22nd, respectively. Got a bunch of Georgia Senate and governor polls, and it's very close. Fox News has Walker up 1 point. Emerson has Warnock up 2 points. Remington Research has Walker up 4 points. And Survey USA has Warnock up 6 points. On the governor's side, Brian Kemp has at least mid-single-digit margins. Not sure what to make of that U.S. Senate race. It's all over the place and could go either way. But personally, I give a slight advantage to Herschel Walker. Next, we've got a slew of Pennsylvania Senate and governor's races. Josh Shapiro is leading in all of them for governor by double digits in all 4 of these. And in the 2 U.S. Senate polls, Doc Roz is up 1 and 3 points. There's another New Hampshire Senate and governor poll here. This has Maggie Hassan up 10 points. And there's more Arizona polls. Has Mark Kelly up 1 point. Carrie Lake is up 3. There's another U.S. Senate race that shows it tied from insider advantage for the U.S. Senate there. And they also have Carrie Lake up 3 points. More for Ohio. J.D. Vance is up 5 points. North Carolina Senate, Ted Budd is up 7. Ron Johnson is up 2 in the U.S. Senate in Wisconsin. Tony Evers is up 2 himself in Wisconsin. Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer is up 5 points and 11 points in 2 separate polls there. Joe Lombardo has a 4-point lead in that governor's race in Nevada. And there's some new Colorado Senate and governor polls there. Trafalgar has Michael Bennett only up 2 points, 48 to 46 over Joe O'Dea. And for governor, Jared Polis is up 7, 50 to 43 over Heidi Ganahl. New York Governor Kathy Hochul is up 12 points, 54 to 42 over Lee Zeldin. And in the Senate, Schumer is up 17 over Joe Pinion. At this point, I think a 12-point win for Kathy Hochul is probably too much of a reach for the Democrats. But on to this updated governor's poll for Oklahoma. That has Joy Hoffmeister up 3 points, 48 to 45 over Kevin Stitt. There's another poll right under that shows Kevin Stitt with a 1-point advantage. And for U.S. Senate, Republicans are heavily favored to win both of those seats. How about Arkansas Senate? John Bozeman is up 33 over Natalie James. And for governor, Sarah Sanders is up 21 points. Back on Wednesday, really quickly, we got more Wisconsin Senate and governor polls. Republicans are leading in all of them in the U.S. Senate and in the governor's race, except the Marquette poll for governor has a tied race at 48. And there's a ton here, more Arizona, more Pennsylvania, more Nevada. Got Nevada House races. I was surprised to see Mark Robertson ahead 12 points, 54 to 42 over Dina Titus in that 1st district. Republicans have a lead in 3 of those 4 districts from Emerson. So there's a chance they hold all 4 seats in Nevada with that terrible gerrymander from the Democrats there. Here's an updated Minnesota governor poll. Tim Walz is up 8 points, 51 to 43 over Scott Jensen. Here's an updated Kansas governor poll. Laura Kelly is ahead 3 points, 46 to 43 over Derek Schmidt. Let's skip down to Tuesday here. This actually shows Don Bolduc with a 1-point lead in that New Hampshire U.S. Senate race. Here's a Washington U.S. Senate poll that shows Patty Murray only with a 2-point lead, 48 to 46 over Tiffany Smiley. That could end up being really close. Trafalgar poll New York, and they have a tied race at 48 apiece. That is surprising. There is a small chance there could be a major upset for New York governor. Let's go down here to New Mexico governor. That has Michelle Lujan Grisham only up 2 points, 50 to 48 over Mark Ronchetti. That poll is from Emerson. And we even got some Alabama polls. And as expected, the Republicans are up with a colossal lead, 29 points in the Senate, 35 for governor. And for Vermont governor, Phil Scott is only up 41 points over Brenda Siegel. Peter Welch is up 31 for that U.S. Senate race. And I will scroll through the rest of these if you want to go back to Monday. But there's a lot of polls. This is exactly what we'd expect for this time of the year. Some of these races, it's hard to draw any clear conclusions, but overall, Republicans do seem to be favored going into Election Day. There's bound to be 1 or 2 upsets, 1 or 2 large polling errors. But one more thing we could do is flip over to 538. and isolate to just U.S. House races. Some of these are on Real Clear Politics, but there's a bunch more that Real Clear Politics does not include, and a lot of these are internal polls from the campaigns, so take them with a grain of salt. But it's helpful to get a little bit of extra information on some of these more local races, Ohio, Oregon, Virginia. So I'll scroll through these, and it's going to be very exciting. I can't wait to see how accurate the polls are going to be. I can't wait to see where the upsets are going to be, who's going to come out of this with having the worst predictions. I've been following this stuff all year in depth, so please remember to check out the live stream. And do let me know down below in the comments, have these final polls changed anything for you in any of these races? And if you enjoyed this channel, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next video.